Hey there, everyone. It's Josh here with Mortgages for Less at Indie Mortgage, and I'm joined by my good friend Jay Lewis at Remax Excellence in Edmonton. And we have the June 2026 numbers for the Greater Edmonton area. And Jay, there's a lot in there that's genuinely good news for our first-time homebuyers.
Yeah, you know what, Josh? Good morning. There totally is. I'm going to be really straight with all of you here. Really, the market has a ton of choice. Buyers have so much room to breathe now that we're not used to that. So we're going to walk through exactly what that means for you, whether you're a first-time buyer, a buyer, or maybe you're selling.
Now, a quick note before we start. When you see headlines in the newspaper, it always talks about the average prices. But today, Jay and I are going to talk about the median prices, and that's the middle of the market. Half sell for more, half sell for less. So it actually gives us a clearer picture of what a typical Edmonton home actually costs.
The median price across all home types in June was 453,000. So we've lost about 1.1% since May. But you know what? Compared to June of last year, we're still up 2.8%.
And that combination is kind of the story of the whole month, right? Prices softened a little bit month over month, but we're still ahead of where we were a year ago.
2,746 sales in June, up about 7.5% from May. So June really was a busy month, but here's the part that first-time buyers should love. Inventory is up more than 22%, Josh, since last June.
So there's more homes on the market, and the sales couldn't quite keep pace with all of that new supply. So what's that mean for a buyer?
Pressure's gone. You got tons of choice. You're not walking into 10 offers on every property. You have time to look, time to think, a little bit room to negotiate. One problem with that, though, some buyers are getting paralysis. They're trying to overanalyze. They have maybe even too much options.
Okay.
So let's break it down by the home type, Josh. They're not all moving the same way. Detached homes, your classic single family home, the median came in at 535,000, down about 2.4% from May, up 2% from last year though.
So detached is where you're seeing the most give month to month. And for a first time buyer stretching toward a house with a yard, that little softening can actually help a lot.
Yeah, it sure does. And detached homes are taking 33 days to sell versus 29 days last year. So they're sitting a few days longer, which again is time for the buyer.
Now let's talk about semi-detached because that's a really popular entry point.
So $416,000 in June was the median price. So it's a great option for our first timers, down 2.2% from May, down about 3.4% from a year ago. So this segment in our market is where prices have actually come off compared to last year significantly.
And that's a real opportunity. If you're getting more house than you would with a condo or a townhouse, obviously no condo fees, and at a price that's genuinely softer than it was just 12 months ago.
We've actually had an extra full day in the market. So 33 instead of 26 days on the market. Buyers definitely have more leverage here yet. Row houses and townhomes, that's a standout for affordability. You know, we got a median price of 295,000 in June. That's down 6.3% from May and down 4.8% year over year.
That's the biggest month over month move on the board, and under $300,000 for a townhouse in Edmonton. Again, that's a lot for first time homebuyers. That's the difference between renting and owning potentially.
Right. And this number, they said there's 37 days on market as our average. So we're actually up from 29 of last year. It's definitely stretched out. There's certainly more options. Sellers are more interested in working with buyers. But the caveat is this: the townhomes that are priced properly, that are offered fairly, they are still moving pretty quickly. So this takes a bit more work actually to find success in this area.
And a reminder on townhouses and condos, of course, is that condo fees would factor into a budget when you're buying one of those. And we'd rather you know that number going in than get surprised by it. So we obviously would talk about that with you if that's what you're considering buying, because it does affect how much you qualify for on the mortgage side, and of course, what it costs you month to month to live in it.
Everybody thinks that townhomes don't have fees. Some do. Again, part of our education we'll do with you in our first time home buyer webinar. But let's talk about apartment condos. This is absolutely the most affordable entryway into the market. Median price of 197,000. This one bucked the trend though. It's actually up 3.4% from May and up a touchable 0.6% from last year.
Which is interesting. Condos have been fairly steady for the last 5 years. They haven't gone up a lot, haven't gone down a lot, but this time, this month, and this year, they're actually bucking the trend and going up, rather while everything else is going down just a little bit.
Yeah, and this segment of our marketplace is certainly getting some momentum for sure. If you're a seller, it takes longer to sell, 47 days this year for 42 days last year. As a buyer, you have selection and time. Again, if your number one goal is getting your foot in the door for under 200,000, the market is certainly in your favor. We just have to watch the condo fees.
And from the financing side, that lower price point is often where the math might work for you as a first time buyer. Smaller down payment in total dollars, and of course, a more manageable monthly mortgage payment. So,
Mhm.
Jay, if we zoom out from all of this a little bit, what's the honest takeaway for a first time buyer that might be watching our video here today?
It's a buyer friendly market right now, Josh. So the prices have not fallen off the cliff. Median's actually up year over year across this whole marketplace, but inventory is so far up. Homes are taking a little bit longer to sell across every category. And so that shift gives you some negotiating power. It gives you some time to breathe. You can relax into what's going on in our marketplace. Yeah.
And I'll add that that's exactly why it's worth getting your financing sorted out before you shop, so that when you walk in pre approved in a market with this much choice, you're really in a strong position. You know your number, you can move with confidence, and you can actually take advantage of a seller who's been waiting a few extra weeks for an offer.
Couldn't agree more. The confidence with our real plan in place, educated buyers are very valuable in this marketplace. Sellers certainly value them. Yeah.
So that's the June 2026 picture for the Greater Edmonton area. More choice. Prices are a little bit softer month over month, but still up generally year over year. And time is back on your side of the buyer.
100%. So if you're thinking about making a move, reach out. I'm Jay Lewis. I'm with Remax Excellence. We have a fantastic team, great buyer agents. We'd love to walk any neighborhood with you and talk about the home types available.
And I'm Josh with Mortgages for Less, team at Indie Mortgage. Hit me up to get pre approved and figure out exactly what you can do in this market. No pressure, just a plan. And if you like this content, please hit like for the video, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. And we'll see you again next month.
Take care, all.